va bien craquer. Ouais, c'est le jeu. Alors c'est parti pour Lotus Challenge 2003.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here on the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for July 26, 2020, with your host, Beastware2448, and Ramped Epsilon.
I'm gonna have to fix all of this, I see.
Oh no, what happened? Oh no, what happened?
That was too much. There we go.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Did everything explode?
No, the stupid audio thing again.
That makes sense.
Because, okay, and here's my complaint, and this is more directed at OBS. In Linux, I can put a filter on and still interact with the window if need be. I don't actually do that because, yeah. But in Windows, I can't do that. I have to use transform. Well, in Linux, if I use transform, it does it on all scenes. Windows, it don't. And it's like, oh my god. Could you guys at least be consistent on what you're doing?
Yeah, we're back to Ichigo, folks, and it's 37 through 40.
Back to Nego.
Yeah, back to Nego.
Featuring Ichigo this week.
Yeah. Although the good news is, with Haze of Generations Forever coming out this upcoming weekend, we have our planned 1 week break in the pocket going forward.
Yeah.
It won't be an enjoyable break, but it will be a break.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm all for ripping that movie apart.
It's one of those, I'm like, I'm fine with ripping the movie apart. It's one of those with Ichigo, part of me wants to just finish it.
Yeah.
The other part of me knows that if I force myself to, I'm probably going to be that one person that actually doesn't like it.
To be fair, everyone kind of has kind of been ignoring the show era. Because it's just like, it's whatever. It's old. It's old. It's not modern. It's this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I mean, give it a chance.
My problems isn't that it's old or that it's lacking budget or anything like that. It's the fact that you can clearly tell they can't even follow their own storyline.
True.
That's the problem I'm having. It's like, oh, wow.
And I doubt it'd be a translation error, because I would have heard someone get up in arms about there being a translation error at this point, but it's not.
It's like, and we've seen it a few times, really here recently, has been really bad for doing it. Having episodes where there's cut material. Instead of turning it into a two-parter like it needed to be, they're just cutting the material and doing weird jump cuts that make you wonder, one, what happened first, or two, does anyone else know what's going on?
Yeah.
And it's like,
and I forgot to bring this.
If that happened now kind of deal, everyone would be ready to just be done with Ryder.
Yeah. Oh, so I forgot to bring this up yesterday because it was relevant to the podcast because it was gaming news. But you know G4 is coming back? G4 TV?
Really?
In X-Play? Yeah, they're making a comeback. They're teasing. And Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods of WWE fame, is rallying on a Twitter hashtag to get on the network and be a host for something.
I could see that.
Which, to be fair, I'm all for, and he is a huge video game fan. He has his own Twitch channel and stuff. Like, fucking get him on there. That would be a massive pop.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I just don't pay attention to like parts of this episode because I see what's going to happen. I'm just like, okay, it's just happening. Like, I tune out of fights so often in this show.
I do too. And I have to wonder if part of that isn't because of us starting with newer Ryder. It's a case of the fights are super lackluster as opposed to just marginally.
Yeah, I don't know. The fights are fairly silent outside of the music.
Yeah, and it's
the call for finish.
And 90% of the time, it is the opening music.
Yep.
It's like, could it have killed them to at least done some kind of instrumental something else for a fight scene?
It's one of those things that makes me appreciate music and writer these days, because if you have a plethora of music tracks for all sorts of things, and I appreciate it.
It's one of those, I don't even expect them to have different ones based off of varying things. Just let's not keep running the intro into the ground. We have an outro song even that we could try to filter into this. Why are we stuck on that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
It also doesn't help we're not doing much in the character development part, and
Again,
and it's just like, we were doing stuff with Hongo, and then he got injured, and now we're stuck with Hayato, who we're trying to do development with, but it's so sporadic and all over the place, and just so spaced out where I'm like, what?
and I'm not gonna lie, Zol's defeat really was lacking in the department of it needed to kind of be significant.
Yeah.
Because once it boiled down to it, it kind of felt like, he was just another monster.
Yep.
It wasn't a huge struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of almost feel like his final battle should have been the end of a two-parter.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that was a very missed opportunity there. And that's part of the reason why I'm like, okay, if I force myself, I'm probably going to come to hate the show.
Yeah.
Right now, I can kind of see they wanted to do stuff, but for some stupid reason, instead of rewriting certain things, they just kept rolling with it and cut what they couldn't use.
Yeah. I see all the intent in the world, but I just don't... The execution is just not there.
And I'm sure right now there's someone that will be listening to this and is like, oh, well, they're just not giving it a shot because it's old. No, we're giving it a shot. We're just saying that because it is the first, there is so much failed potential right there.
Yeah. And just to say it, one of my favorite movies is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is a very old Disney movie. I think it's actually one of my favorite Disney movies. And that definitely shows my age when I say that is one of my favorite movies. Is Who Framed Roger Rabbit from, like, was it 1980s?
Oh god, I don't know. Honestly.
Uh, 1988. I remember having a VHS copy of it. I think I still have that VHS copy somewhere. Again, I am old as fuck. I feel old as fuck as compared to most people I watch in or talk to on the internet. Granted, for all I know, everyone I talk to is comparable age or older.
And they probably think that you're young.
I'm sure people listening to me think I'm young, and I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I am not. No.
But, yeah.
So is that how we get into the episodes themselves?
I guess.
Alright, we're gonna kick off with episode 37, Poisonous Gas Monster, Trickaboot G's Plan. Or Trickaboot's G Plan. So we kick off with this random couple that are out for a walk or something, and they pick up a mysterious flower, and they think it's cute and wonderful, and they take it with them. And it immediately kills them once they get in their car, because it is the shocker plant from the shocker nursery that spits out poisonous gas that kills you eventually. I say eventually because of a scene later.
Yeah. Because, like, they were trapped in that car for about 30 seconds and were dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that in mind for later.
Yep. Some random biker person drops by and gets melted by the monster responsible for these new plants. And some random kid sees all this and tries to call attention to it when his mom shows up eventually. But his mom doesn't believe him. Because
parents don't believe kids in this show.
Apparently. Even though I'm like, you could at least go, okay, my kid saw someone murdered. Maybe I should go report this. Or at least look into this.
Or at least walk over there and see if the person that the kid said was dead.
Yes.
Because guess what? If you see remains of someone that was potentially alive at some point, then chances are the kid's probably not lying.
Yep. But he's not dissuaded by this, because he starts distributing flyers around town of the picture of the monster saying it killed someone.
Literally. That was what he said.
Yep. Goro and a bunch of other kids who I guess are friends of his. I don't know who the fuck these kids are. They could be the same kids from other episodes for all I know, and I can't tell the difference.
They probably are, to be fair.
I don't know if any of these kids get names. I barely pay attention to who gets involved in shocker plots weekly.
Fair.
But yeah, Goro and a bunch of other kids see these flyers, and Goro brings it to the club's attention. Apparently, they're not convinced.
Except for Hayato.
This is the second goddamn time someone has come to them with news of there might be a monster, and no one thinks maybe we should investigate this because we deal with monsters all the time. Maybe we should make sure this isn't a monster.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god. I don't get this. I really don't.
I can't even act like I do.
Like, Tachibana and the girls are on the other end of, this probably isn't real. Whereas Hayato's on the complete opposite end of like, yo, this is totally real. Like, there's no middle ground of, maybe we should investigate this. there might be a shocker plot behind this, since, they like to be sneaky and try to, do things in the shadows.
Hayato's shocker senses were tingling. That was good enough.
Yeah. Anyway, Taki drops by, gets informed about this, and decides to go with Hayato to investigate, except he steals Hayato's bike to get there first, because Taki's in a mood this week, I guess.
No,
I don't know.
They did show he was trying to work on his bike beforehand, and that he couldn't get it to work. So basically, he screwed our hero from being able to, hero.
Why? I'm so confused by this. No, and there's another point that's going to confuse me later. Anyway, Taki gets to the house, talks to the mom, gets informed. More or less, he doesn't get a chance to talk to the kid. As soon as he tries to go to the kid, oh no, he's being kidnapped by the monster he put on the flyers. Oh no, who could have saw this one coming?
Everyone in the room raises their hand slowly.
Yeah. Hayato eventually arrives, starts to fight some of the shocker goons that have showed up, and the monster, but he can't get close enough because of its acid spit.
Because that's what all poison monsters must have.
Yep. So the monster gets away with the kid. So that's a problem. Taki blames himself because you fucking should, you dumbass. This is your fault partially. But we're not going to bring it up later, more or less. But they do have another one of the flowers to investigate. So Hayato goes to have it analyzed, and Taki stays with the mom. And okay, I didn't put this in the notes, but doesn't Hayato say that this flower emits poison gas, and then calls in later to say the exact same thing?
I wasn't thinking about it, but I think you're right, actually.
Okay, I thought I was just like, wait a minute. Hayato tells us tells us the information, then goes to the lab and confirms all of this is exact information. What? Why did you have to go to the lab then? You knew already. Did you just want confirmation? Because they act like they don't know, but they have all the specific information, and then Hayato calls in on a phone booth and is just like, hey, I just got back from lab, and here's this, and this, and it's all the same information we were just given by Hayato, without needing to leave the location.
I did forget about that until you just said that. It's like, wait, yeah, I believe you're actually right on that. Our heroes for you.
Yep. Also, Hayato needs to be in a separate location, even though he's going to get to the club in like 5 seconds at the exact same time as Taki.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the kid is now going to set up to be murdered. At an autograph session with Goro and the other kids, because fuck those other kids, including Goro. And Goro is at the club talking about how he needs to get to this monster autograph session to Tachibana and the girls before the girls walk in with a mysterious plant that no one is suspicious of, and then immediately gasses the lot of them and now they're slowly dying.
Slowly. Very slowly.
Okay, again, I have to ask the question. Goro, you have dealt with monsters before. Why are you going to a monster autograph session and not thinking it is a shocker trap?
Because they wouldn't be that blatant, would they?
Wasn't it last week where a monster walked around town saying, hey, come to our Halloween parade? Or our Halloween party?
Yes.
And no one thought twice about it?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was making sure that was last week.
Yes.
Because that was in my mind while this is happening. I'm just like, motherfucker. Why does it take for 3 monsters, I'm sure one of which you know what looks like, and the shocker belt that they all fucking wear, that you should know is the shocker belt, for you to realize, oh no, it's a shocker trap? Why does it have to take them beating the shit out of you for you to go, oh no? God damn it. Is the belt not supposed to be the same?
I have absolutely no idea.
Because, like, it's not on the flyer, so that at least would make the club not immediately go, oh no, it's a shocker monster, even though that hasn't stopped them before. Again, 2 weeks ago, when this happened. God damn it. God.
And people wonder why they treat the Showa crew like they do. It's stupid like this.
Yes, it's blatantly, obviously stupid writing like this. I'm just like, what do you mean? Anyway, Goro goes to where this is with a bunch of kids. They get the shit kicked out of them by a bunch of monsters. Meanwhile, Tachibana and the girls are getting slowly killed by the gas, only for Taki and Hayato to arrive, because Taki tried to call the club and nobody answered, and he's like, oh no, oh shit, something bad went happen. They went there, they opened up the windows so no one died of the gas. And they found out where the autograph session was, so they go there. They interrupt the monster from gassing the kids. Taki goes and rescues the kids and gasses the monsters with the flower because he got the remote control for it. Because Taki at least can contribute something this week. Hayato fights the monster on the roof, delivers a rider kick, and then delivers his first rider punch, and knocks the monster off the side of the building, and it just kind of collapses onto the ground. Like 3 stories down.
Yeah.
No explosion.
Yeah.
And day is saved, and we move on. Which takes us to 38! Lightning Monster El King, or A-King, World's Disaster Plan. Or World Disaster Plan. So, we see this girl walking down the street at night. She thinks he's being watched, and she is! By this random monster, who drops by to be like, hey, I know your dad's still alive. Where is he? He escaped our custody. And she's like, the fuck are you talking about? He's been gone for 2 years. I don't know what you're talking about, monster. Please stop yelling at me. Okay. So we're starting off on a good foot. On the right foot on this one.
If that's what we're calling it now.
Yeah. So after he gets absolutely nothing, 2 random people show up to interrupt him. That lets this girl get away. Except those 2 people are immediately electrocuted and disintegrated into nothing. And now the monster decides, I'm going to keep an eye on her and see if her dad shows up.
Because, you know, you always confront first.
Why? Why would you...
Yep.
Anyway, so the next day, we catch up with Taki and Hayato out camping somewhere. I don't know where. The dad stumbles across them. They tell them they're trying to get Shocker. He's like, okay, cool, I'll go with you. And so they do, and they bring him to the club. Shocker spots the trail of their bikes and is like, this must be them. Nobody else would have bikes. in our person that we are after, it must be them. Sure. Honestly, that's probably... It's probably a good guess, to be honest.
Yeah, but, I mean, really? No one else can have bikes in this world?
I mean, yes, they can. That we saw that last week. Or we saw this in the last episode. And the girl with the bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And probably someone else I'm not thinking of.
I mean, didn't we even have a race?
Oh, yeah, that too.
Multiple bikes?
Yep. And they kidnapped one of the racers and turned him into a shocker monster.
Yeah, it must be them. And people wonder why Shocker is portrayed as stupid every time.
Yeah. So back at the club, the doctor fills in the team on what the fuck's going on. More or less, he made the monster. Shocker wants them to make more of them to black out the world and destroy all the power generators and shit. More or less, they want to cause a worldwide blackout.
But I don't think he got to tell them all of that.
Probably. Look, it's not going to matter because Shocker never tries the same plan twice. Once the first one gets foiled, once it gets foiled once, we never try again. We gotta move to something else.
Something more elaborate and stupid.
Exactly. Look, if we keep trying the same plan over and over and over and over, even if we try to improve it, it won't work. So we just have to try something new.
I mean, they're probably not wrong.
Yep. So at this point, Haito and Taki decide to go grab the daughter and bring her to the club. But Shocker has beaten them to the punch, and they got there first, and they start to kidnap the girl. Only for Haito to try to intervene, only to get a bolt right up his ass. And knocked off her roof. So... So the Shocker has the girl. He's down. Hayato's down about this when he gets over to Taki, and he's kind of limping. And Taki's like, oh, "You messed up? How could you mess up? You never mess up, motherfucker! He messed up last week in the last episode. Hayato messes up.
Yeah.
Why is this? Why?
Yeah, he should never mess up. He should always try to put his life before others, and get himself killed." It's like, come on, think about that.
Like, what was he supposed to do? He got struck by lightning and knocked off the roof. He couldn't recover in time to get back up there. What did you want him to do in this situation? No-sell the lightning? I'm pretty sure Hayato is not that electric-proof.
Probably not.
I mean, he's electric-proof to some degree, but not all the way. So yeah, when they get back to the club, Tachibana chews him out for not trying hard enough and not taking the lightning bolt enough and no-selling it and punching the monster in the face and rescuing the girl. Okay. Okay, Tachibana, you're making a lot of assumptions on how this fight went. Because it'd be one thing if Hayato, purposely dodged out of the lightning and tried not to, take a hit and try to get in. But no, he took that lightning on the fucking chin and got his ass knocked out.
Yeah, he kind of didn't have a choice in the matter.
Yeah. Is it weird that I feel like the speech is in the wrong episode? Because this would make sense in the last episode since he dodged all the acid, but no one made a big deal about that one. But here they do.
Yep.
And he also says it's like, oh yeah, we could all fight in your place if you die. And I just have
none of them have ever been successful.
And he says including Goro, and I just look at that and go, exactly how long do you think the lot of you can last? Because last I checked, all of you got kidnapped once. And the only reason you all live is because Hayato showed up.
I mean, to be fair, Hayato should have just called his bluff and just walked out right then and there.
And I also remember that in that exact episode, at least one of you left his ass to drown in a lake instead of go and get him.
Okay, well that's a repeat thing.
You knew he was in the lake. You didn't know if he was conscious or not. Why didn't you go get him?
He can die. Who needs him anyhow? He can die.
And again, I have to say, how many of you can punch your way out of a situation? Maybe one of you on a good day.
No, actually the answer would be 0 of them.
That's why I said maybe on a good day if we are not dealing with a major monster.
Okay, okay. I'll give you that.
Like I said, a good day would be no monsters and just Combat Man. A bad day would be a monster. No way in hell any of you are surviving.
Nope.
That we have fairly large proof that that's not happening.
Ever.
Anyway, we check over to Shocker as they're torturing the girl by putting heat lamps on her, I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
I assume it was heat lamps, and it's just like, you will call your dad and tell him to show up to a location and in exchange for him to come back and work for us. Even though that's not how this is going to go down in about 5 minutes. Because fuck you, that's why. So anyway, the call happens. She tells him to not show up. The club, I guess we go to the next day, and the guy goes off on his own to go to the point, and Shocker picks him up. But Hayato and Taki follow him. And they end up at this power generation plant. Or this power plant. Where they've got the girl tied up, and they're going to blow her up with the plant. Because fuck you, this is what you get for disobeying us and leaving. And also probably not making it more likely for you to disobey us again and sabotage us, because that can happen. We've already proven that. Because I doubt you've learned from that one.
Probably not.
But this is when Taki and Hayato show up. They rescue the girl, they rescue the guy. They stop the plant from being blown up. Hayato fights the monster, takes a couple bolts up the ass, but he does get a rider kick in and sends the monster into the water, makes him go boom, and that's it for the episode. So how'd you feel about these two? I am constantly baffled by the club's antics. I don't get the club.
I don't either.
I feel like the club is the weakest part of this show. And I know it's heresy to say this, but that's Tachibana included.
Yeah. Because he has went from decent mentor figure to just random jerk so often that it's kind of getting old.
Yeah, he has no connection to Hayato at all. He has two times he's tried to provide advice for Hayato, and only maybe the first one mattered, or felt justified, but the second one, no it didn't. It felt like the wrong episode and the wrong situation for Tachibana to be making this speech. Especially when he's like, oh, the rest of us can fight Shocker in your place if necessary. No, you can't. No, we have clearly established at this point that the only reason this thing is still kicking is because Hayato is here. Hongo would literally have to fly his ass back to Japan to save your asses if it came down to it. While he's been busy, as we'll find out in the Swiss Alps at the moment, doing whatever the fuck he's been doing.
Then,
Besides,
from the sounds of it, the exact same thing Hayato's been doing, just not taking down any other big bads?
I guess?
Because, I mean, at the beginning of that episode, it seemed like they recognized him. So, I have to think that's more of a, they knew he still existed for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of can't see Hongo being like, Shocker can do their thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the more modern writer fan in me, but I'm like, I wish this club had more to do besides get into trouble every other week.
I honestly just kind of wish they weren't there. Hayato and Taki could do just as good and let the rest of them be a rotating supporting cast, not a constant supporting cast.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's been times where having Goro there would be fine, or having one of the girls there would be fine. Even Tachibana, just let him be a when he felt like it kind of deal.
Yeah. It makes me miss the beginning of the series. I'm feeling like the beginning of the series was the really good stuff. But then as soon as we get to Hayato, it's just been slowly declining to the point of just like, oh my god, I need Hongo back. Oh god, I miss Hongo. I missed when it was just 3 fucking people in this series and we knew what to do with them. Mostly.
And even had somewhat of an idea of how they wanted to develop them.
Yeah.
Because it even kind of felt that way.
Even if part of it was just by happenstance, because they had to work around the fact that Hongo couldn't show up in person. Like, fuck me. This middle of the series, I'm just gonna say it just fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It is a chore.
Like, and that's the problem. Up until Zol came into play, it felt like we had a crap ton of just filler episodes.
Mm-hmm.
From, like, the arc after he showed up on has went right back to feeling like filler. Why?
All we've done is change to who's in charge.
Yeah.
And who's delivering the plans.
Because it honestly felt like them first couple of arcs that Zol was there felt like it would be something important.
Yeah.
And then he just turned into the voice.
Yep.
And it's like, we had potential and lost it immediately. How?
Yeah.
Part of me wants to be hopeful and feel like we'll get a second shot at that. But I also have a funny feeling that until we have both of them in a somewhat steady fashion, that we're not going to have any more progression. It's going to be more filler.
Yeah, we're just going to blow up Shocker Monster after Shocker Monster with no feeling that we have progressed at all.
I mean, they're not even getting harder to beat, really. We get the one off every so often that throws someone in a mix, and there we go.
Yeah. Like, Hayato has a stronger rider kick that he's not used outside of the one person he developed it to beat.
I mean, I understand that shouldn't be his go-to move because then they're going to figure a way to counter it.
Yeah.
But some of the fights that will take a rider kick and he gets knocked on his butt, why hasn't he tried that again?
Yeah. Why hasn't he tried it in the second episode where it's just like, oh, maybe I should use my stronger rider kicks since my first one doesn't seem to be working? And also, he just gets a rider punch out of nowhere, and I'm like, are we not going to build up to this?
Nope.
At all?
Nope.
Anyway, let's pick up with the second half of this with episode 39, Werewolf Monsters Huge Murder Party. That is not a huge murder party at all.
At all.
I feel entirely misled by this episode title.
Yep. Because when I even saw it, I was thinking, okay, this might be interesting. By the end of it, I'm like, okay, there is no more murder in this one than most episodes. We still have crazy plant lady with most kills.
Yeah, more or less. Old lady who wasn't even an old lady. It was a monster. It was a carnivorous plant turned into old lady. Has murdered the most people on screen in this fucking series. A plant has murdered more people than anyone else in this series. Anyway, it's Christmas now in July, just to make the joke, because we're doing this at this stream in July.
That is actually funny. I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah. We follow two drunks as they go home, I guess. They try to go pee on the side of the street, but one of them gets turned into a werewolf monster, and the other one is killed by said werewolf monster.
Or at least presumed dead.
Yeah. Shocker shows up in Tranks the Wolf Man, being like, that was a good test plan. Now we gotta clean all this shit up because we can't let anyone know what the fuck happened. Except the little girl who was nearby saw all this happen and then went home to the nursery she's living in. The next day, the Writer Club is decorating this nursery for the holidays because I guess that's a thing they do. Or they're doing it for charity, more or less. I don't know. We don't get a reason for why they're here. They're just here because...
I think it's a thing they do because they seem to know everyone way too well.
Don't you love how this...
Okay.
Don't you love how the club just knows people when we don't get establishment of like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
And don't get the follow-up on it either. It's just like, oh yeah, these people just exist. And then they're gone next week because we gotta move on.
Because
we can't keep extras around.
Budget.
Yeah, we can't keep extras around.
They cost too much.
God, I miss Double where, like, the people that they help in that show would cameo later. Like, in A to Z, several of the people from the two-part episodes show up in that movie. Like, just as a quick cameo, just to be like, yeah, we exist. We're still here because, like, Futo lives like a more lived-in town than wherever the fuck this show takes place, because I don't even know where this show takes place in Japan. They never establish where the fucking club is, I think.
I thought they have.
They probably have, but I haven't paid attention.
That too.
Because it has not fucking mattered.
At all.
Outside of their need to go to places to, I guess, advertise them for commercials, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hayato ends up talking to the girl, who tells her about the wolf man killing a man. And Hayato, again, 100% believes this kid, and then immediately goes off to investigate with Taki. And when they arrive at the scene, they don't find anything until they find one of the guy's shoes, and they're like, something must have went down here. Until they're told to fuck off by a cop. Who's like, this is a high security, this is a class, like, you can't be here.
What was that?
It's restricted area.
Was that actually a cop, or was that Zol disguised as a cop? Because I feel
I
like
think that was literally just Zol.
Yeah.
Because they zoomed in on his face, and I'm like, is that fucking Zol?
I feel like that was.
Yeah. Of course he would.
Because he does appear a little later, and that's why I'm like, I don't actually know if that was him or not.
Anyway, that night, Shocker tries to take the girl from the nursery, except the club has foresaw this and swapped the girl out for Goro, who just escapes the monster's grip and runs away with Taki as Hayato proceeds to fight the wolf man. So they fight. He tries his regular rider kick. It doesn't work, and the Wolfman gets away, and it's like, shit, there went our lead. Oh no. Except the next day, the girl gives more details to them about what she heard, and none of it is really helpful outside of, yes, we have the name of their operation. That's kind of it. That doesn't help.
At all.
Fortunately, the FBI call in to be like, hey, Shocker's doing this meeting with a helicopter and stuff at this location. Maybe you should go investigate that.
Yes,
and
the
so
FBI.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on us to find out that that's actually just Shocker.
You know, I want it to be, but
I so
won't.
want it to be. I so hope it is. I really do, because the reason I kind of go for that is because of the simple fact of it seems like every bit of information that Taki's gotten seems like it should have been inside information.
Yep.
Every piece of it, including this one. And it's like, that's just Shocker screwing with him, isn't it?
Probably. Granted, I still have to ask the question of, why the fuck is an FBI agent investigating Shocker at this point?
Reasons?
Does Japan not have a federal investigation agency?
I honestly don't know.
Like, I'm legitimately curious about that. Like, do they not have something equivalent of the FBI that Taki could just be from? But anyway, Taki and Hayato go to here. They intercept a helicopter, beat up Shocker, get the invitation in the disguise, and then they go to the meeting. And one of them walks in disguise, and when Zol tells all of them to take off the costume, the person doesn't. So it's like, I knew you would, because you're Hayato, and we've got you now! And go get the driver, because it's probably Taki. Except it's not. Taki's the one who walked in, Hayato's outside, and Hayato slipped in and is planted some bombs, and they're just going to blow up the base. So, bravo. Bravo, Shocker, for not securing the driver first.
Especially if Zol knew.
Yes. So anyway, the two of them make it out, blow up the base, I assume kill all the Shocker people besides Zol.
Maybe.
Because outside, Zol shows up and is like, fuck you, Hayato, I have a monster form! I am Master Wolfman! Look at my chest missiles! So he transforms into his Super Wolfman form, shoots some chest missiles at Hayato. Hayato transforms. They do get out for a while. Eventually, he lands a rider punch and sends all over the cliff and blows him up. Yay! And then the team celebrate Christmas at the nursery, and Hayato drops by his Ego because he promised the kids that the rider would drop by and say hi to them. So he did. He brought presents because
except for, I do want to mention this, except for Hayato's not the one that promised it. Taki was? Everyone just forgot?
More or less. Also, give me 1 second.
Dead already?
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I had to go let the dog in real quick. So yeah. Anyway, 40?
Yes.
Episode 40, Deathmatch, Monster Snowman versus 2 riders. We're off in the Swiss Alps as a pair of girls intercept Shocker's plans for Hongo, who they name drop as working for. I don't know if the rest of the people in the ski lodge are also working with Hongo or not.
I'm gonna say probably were, but aren't anymore.
Yeah, because avalanche happens and it takes out the lodge, I presume.
It makes it look like it.
This is because Mr. Snowman is our new monster, and he is under orders from our new general, Dr. Death. AKA, this is Ika Devil. AKA, Ika Devil on Twitter's favorite monster. Which is why he's named after it. Or which is why his username is named after this monster. Anyway, Dr. Death celebrates this, but not quite, because we haven't killed Hongo yet, and we still need to. As we see the girls escaped, and they proceed to... one of them... Fortunately, their names are further down. Mika, the one with the deck of cards, fucking throws them into some chakra combatants and kills them. Whereas, not Mari. Is it? Emmy. Emmy just throws them around and beats them up, so the 2 of them have proven far more, in their debut, are more competent than the other 2 girls at the moment.
Yep.
I'm sure that won't last long.
Nope, not at all.
Considering the other 2 girls got to be competent for an episode or 2 and then haven't really done anything since then. Anyway, eventually Hongo arrives transformed into his new Sakurajima form, as it's called, because I think that's the name of the mountain later, and so it's named after the mountain. Anyway, how do you feel about Ichigo's new form?
I mean, it does good to differentiate both of them, but it doesn't really change anything too drastic either.
Not really, no. But this is the powered Ichigo form from the Ghost movie. This is the form it's invoking in its design. For some reason. By the way, we're not going to have this form for very long. It's only in like a handful of episodes before we get to the Shin Ichigo, Shin Nigo suits. Anyway, he starts fighting Mr. Snowman, but gets knocked out after attempting a rider kick. And he gets knocked out of his rider form, which means we actually get to see Hongo in person for the first time in several dozen episodes. But after he converses with the girls, he tells them to go to Japan and give these plans to Hayato, while he will follow them later after he does something off screen, I guess. He doesn't specify what he's doing that is making him not go with them, even though it feels like it would be a smarter move for him to go with them.
Yep. Especially seeing as how, you know, Shocker might want to kill them.
Yes. Even though that's not their original plan.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. So, smash cut to the club, plus these two girls, plus Mari, but not the other girl I can't think of the name of at the moment, go on a boat trip on a presumed vacation, I guess, to Hyuga, to this mountain place, for no reason. Why? What?
Also,
why?
I want to make the comment here. If the girls made it to the club, why couldn't they have went ahead and gave the plans to Hayato before going on this cruise?
Yeah.
That's the beginning of the problems that continue to roll on from here, truthfully.
Also, once they get on the boat, apparently Hayato and Taki got on the boat with them, but then separated from them and are now in hiding on the boat.
No, they didn't get on with them.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
Okay, I thought they did, and
No.
they just separated for some stupid bullshit reason.
Nope.
Okay, no, they got on the boat separately because... What the fuck is Hayato and Taki's plan in this? Because I honestly don't know.
I feel like this is a bad game of chicken that both of them are playing. Shocker knows they're there. They know Shocker's there. Rather than just finding out, both sides are sitting and hiding.
Why?
Like I said, bad game of chicken.
Because Hayato and Taki are on disguise as crew members on this ship because they're trying to sniff out Shocker. Shocker is hiding on this boat because they want to secretly steal the plans that the girls have. Because that will
find Hayato.
Yes, like normal. Because that will ensure that the plans do not get into Hayato's hands, even though the girls would have known these plans by now, and Hongo would also know these plans by now, but they're not going after Hongo at the moment because I guess he's not here yet. So... The fuck is your plan, Shocker?
Yes. That is their plan, yes.
Also, again, they do not plan on killing the girls. They plan on just taking the plans and run.
Yep.
Why? Why are you even bothering? Why are you not just accomplishing your plans while everyone's distracted?
Yeah. Because that was the only copy of the plans.
No, because the girls intercepted the plans and got him off a transmission. That's not even the original plans. That's just them copying down the plans by just listening to Chakra's radio.
Yep. Wait, actually, now that I'm thinking about that, how did Chakra know that they intercepted the plans?
I don't know.
Oh my god, that goes back even farther.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
Maybe they just want to kill the girls. And this is all just a 12-step plan of trying to kill them. Because fuck them. They worked with Hongo. They didn't need to die. So anyway, all the girls want to do is deliver Hayato his plans and leave, I guess.
Maybe.
Probably. But Hayato is making himself scarce, so they can't. I don't know why they just can't go, hey, give this to Hayato, and then someone can just give it to fucking Hayato like normal, and the girls just fucking leave.
Oh, you mean like they wind up doing later?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, at this point, Goro and Mari try to find Hayato and Taki, but they can't, but they ended up finding Dr. Death, just randomly hanging out on the boat, and just leave him because they just think he's a regular passenger, him and his fucking Dracula cape.
Yes, because all regular passengers look like that.
Him and his white... Is it a white suit or just a white costume? Him and his white costume and his Dracula-ass cape. I'm sorry, you're the most suspicious person here. Maybe we should go tell everyone.
Why is Hayato the only one with shocker senses?
Because you only get that if you become a writer, more or less. That's in the programming.
Except it should be common sense. Suspicious
Apparently.
person. We've been dealing with suspicious group. Maybe they're connected. Oh my god.
Nah. Anyway, this is what we see.
No one would have believed Goro anyhow. He's a kid.
Says the kid who's almost been murdered by Shocker several times now. Several times. Fuck's sakes.
If it sounds like I'm roasting it, I kind of am right now.
Oh,
There's so many stages of stupid that this is built on that I'm now at the point of, oh my god. Can we not get rid of some of them?
But it gets better. So we join back up with the club who've all gathered somewhere on the ship, and Mika's doing some fortune telling with a regular deck of cards because you can do fortune telling with a regular deck of cards, I guess.
I think
an oversized regular deck of cards, mind you.
Yeah, why does it have to be the oversized deck? That's my bigger question.
Yeah.
Because I'd say you probably can. But
probably.
But yeah, the oversized cards is what's got me like, why? Why did we do that?
Yeah, anyway, Mari now ends up with the plans because the other girl gives them to Mari, and Shocker notices this. Meanwhile, Tachibana and Goro just randomly find Taki, and then they get filled in on the plan. The stupid plan, but the plan nonetheless. And that's when some girls try to attack Mari, but Hayato takes him out immediately, so that's spoiled. So once they land at where they're going, everyone disembarks. Taki's now with the group, and Hayato's somewhere fucking behind them, trying to stay concealed on his motorcycle. At this point, when they get to, I guess, the lodge, they're saying Mari and Emi end up switching outfits. So now Shocker thinks that Emi has the plans again because she looks like Mari.
Because Shocker Monster is dumb.
Yes, well, it is Mr. Snowman. Mr. Snowman with his lava powers.
Yeah.
Why does Mr. Snowman have lava powers?
Of all the things.
Why does Mr. Snowman not have snow powers? Why can't he just freeze people? Why must he burn them? I'm confused. Why? Did you just do this as a goof, Shocker? I feel like you did this as a goof.
Probably.
Anyway, because of the switch outfits, they go after Emmy. She gets taken, but not Mika, who's the other girl. She just gets knocked out. So, more or less, the exact same person who had the plans to start with now Shocker thinks they have the plans. So we've essentially accomplished nothing in this whole switcheroo bullshit.
Yep.
Goro stumbles across the scene. She finds Mika knocked out. He, I guess, tells Taki and Hayato what the fuck happened, and they go to where Shocker is going to dispose of Emmy by just throwing her off a fucking cliff.
Because, yeah.
Fortunately, Taki is there and is able to catch her and save her. And
Because
Hayato
they
shows up.
somehow knew exactly where this cliff that they were going to kill her was.
Yep. So, Hayato fights Mr. Snowman and some monsters, and eventually Hongo shows up because I guess he's here now. I guess he's done being busy off screen. So they both fight Mr. Snowman, they double rider kick him, the day is saved, and they agree to work together to deal with the new threat. By the way, Hongo's gonna leave next episode. And not show up for another 10 episodes.
And also, by the way, Hongo and Hayato did not have time to talk this over beforehand.
Apparently not.
Have you ever just tried to walk into a room and help someone with some random project they're working on? Spoiler alert, it never ends very easily. Unless they've got some kind of weird rider telepathy or something, the whole ending of this should not have worked.
I mean, they both have to kick the monster at the end, right? We just have to keep punching him until we're both ready to kick him, and then we just kick him. That's how these fights work, right? So anyway, that's the end of the episode. How'd you feel about these two?
40 was a mixed bag of why. Just
that feels accurate.
I don't hate the show.
No.
It's more enjoyable than Ghost when you sit back and think about the stupid, not when you're actually watching it.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I kind of get bored of it easily. And it's not until after the fact when we actually go over the episodes that I realize how completely dumb some of the plot reasons are. Which actually kind of changes my opinion on it, and I kind of a little bit more enjoy it then.
Mm-hmm.
40, I think, was just that one where I'm like, okay, we tried to do too much, nothing worked, and we had no reason to do this.
Yep. I just want this show to get good. I missed the opening of this show where I was actually enjoying it. I don't enjoy this. This show's gonna go on for way too long.
Yeah, it really is.
So goddamn long. Because we're not even halfway, are we?
No.
Oh god.
There's 90 plus episodes in this.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 40.
Yeah.
Even next week won't even be half.
We would be almost fucking done with a normal series of Rider. We would already be done if we were talking fucking decade.
Oh, we would have been done if we were talking decade.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
I probably need to add the again, because we've done that.
Yeah. I want some quality back in the show that's missing. I need Hongo back normally, because I feel like the show cares more about Hongo's story than it does Hayato's.
I need the show to actually do something with Shocker.
That too. That would help.
Because, like,
Granted,
I thought we were fixing to enter the decent patch when Zol came into the picture, and then we immediately went right back to square one, and I'm like, wow. So, that's one of those, seeing Dr. Death, I'm like, oh, well, you're just another Zol, I'm not even going to get hyped for that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those the show's going to have to kind of prove it now. And that's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I got.
I guess we need to figure out when to kind of take the break.
I'm gonna say we do another week, cover the rest of Hongo's return, see where we're at that week, and see if we need the break, and see if we want to bite the bullet and roast the fuck out of Heisei Generations Forever.
Because bear in mind, that will be exactly what will happen.
Yeah. If you're gonna think we have positive opinions about Heisei Generations Forever, I have news for you. Those are few and far between for that movie.
I have to wonder if you've watched the show at all, because we did not like Geo. So if you think we're gonna like this movie, you were wrong.
We incredibly don't like Geo. I don't even want to think about the implications that Geo put on continuity, because somebody in the Soda Pop Discord just posted, like, yeah, Kaisa came back in the Gates Majesty movie and he's supposed to be fucking dead. What the fuck does that mean? And I'm like, I'm going to be perfectly honest. That, or they don't fucking care. Because it's not the first time they brought Kaisa back alive.
I mean, to be fair, every bit of Geo can make sense if you just deem it as an alternate universe.
Right.
Because he can go muck up whatever he wants to, and at the end of the day, it all gets reset to day zero, so, oh well.
Yeah. What isn't to say that guy is just from an alternate timeline? Because he stepped through a fucking dimensional portal, so he came from somewhere else. Who knows? He came from an alternate timeline where Fies is still happening. Or he came from an alternate universe where he didn't get his neck snapped and left for dead on a fucking beach, like he fucking deserves, because he's a shithead. Hell, you're also not asking the obvious question of, wait, why does Date have the birth driver? Unless he got a second copy of the birth driver.
I guess I could see that, though. In all seriousness.
Yeah, anywho. Next week we'll do more of this. The usual stuff this week with Master Chief Collection, Ratchet and Clank, Going Commando / probably Up Your Arsenal, Phantom Hourglass, hopefully City of Mists. If you like what you've seen, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away that follow go at DG Saloon on Twitter. Gets you updates when we go live. Exclamation point Discord and chat. Gets Discord link. Drop by. Say hi. We'll see you next week, folks.